In this video we're going to be looking at the Land Information New Zealand Geodetic database. This is information on survey marks that is available online. So firstly, type Geodetic database into your Google search bar or whatever search bar your engine you are using, and you should come up with this LINZ Geodetic database. So I'm just going to click on there, and hopefully this will take us to the Geodetic database. Now this thing can be a bit temperamental and a wee bit difficult to use, but generally we'll come up with a map like that, and we can search for areas and names and what have you. Now I'm going to just have a look at Mount Maunganui, okay, in the Tauranga area here. So we're just going to go. Oh, well, it says no marks found. So okay, that wasn't very successful, but here we are. We can zoom in on that one there, which is the Tauranga GPS. Now what I want to do there is just start to zoom in to get into an area that we might be familiar with. Part of what we're trying to do here is to find some of these marks. So immediately it's all turned to custard, as it has a habit of doing. But anyway, here we go. We're getting better, slightly better. So this can be a bit of an animal to deal with, but you've just got to, like all technology, just got to stay with the program and a little bit of patience, and you can get in there. So we're slowly getting in there now. Just taking a bit of time here. Headed off down to Pataru there a bit. So let's just give it a bit of time. Not too happy here at the moment. So it can be so frustrating. But here we go. We've got an hourglass there that's doing something. Yes, well, still not much bloomin' chop. I might try and get in there and no. Oh, what's happened now? Wait for it. Here we go. We're getting closer to Tauranga. We'll move things into the middle of the screen here. Now as you can see, just by way here, you can see that there's little triangles. These represent the order of the marks. So as we zoom in, we get more and more marks. So the highest order marks are the 1s and the 0. They are very accurate. They are very accurate marks. And then we go to the 2s and the 3s and the 4s. So at the moment, because of the scale we're at, we're just seeing 2s and 3s and 4s. But we'll just zoom in a little bit more and see if we can. Okay, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And over here then, obviously, we can see a mark that we're all familiar with. Over here, the mount. Here it is here, A Maunganui. So here, this is the trig on the mount here, which is a trig that we can all be familiar with. So we can click on that trig, and what we get is a whole series of data down here available for download. So that's the mount there, data that's available for download, and it tells us its name or names. This is its code. All of these marks of 5th order or higher have a 4-digit code. So the code for the mount is 1317. The codes sometimes involve letters and numbers. Just having a look at that one there, that's BDX2, that's a SS, and this one here, BDX3 IT4 SO. So it's a 25mm stainless pin in a 0.5 diameter galvanized iron pipe set in a 0.55 by 0.55 meter concrete block, and it's 0.8 above ground level, replacing and 0.5 lower than old iron tube from 1987. It has a inverted bottle as a varied mark. In some of these old trigs, a buried mark was placed underneath the trig before they were built, and invariably it was a bottle. The reason being that if the trig got excavated away or earthworked or something like that, the bottle would break and there would be bits of glass and things that could help to identify the particular mark and re-establish the trig. Now there's lots of information about this particular trig because obviously it's very important. Here we have the mark details, which we can by clicking on there we can download and obviously print out, and it gives us again some more information. It's coordinates in terms of New Zealand Geodetic datum 2000, latitude and longitude, ellipsoidal height, and then in terms of the Bay of Plenty 2000 circuit, again here, scale factor and convergence. These are all things that are relevant to surveyors. And Auckland vertical datum, it's giving it a height to 0.23, 2 decimal points. It's a third order for height, and it's third order for position. So position and height. So we have varying orders depending on whether they're for position or height. Again, it tells us a little bit more about it, that it's got a 4 meter wooden beacon on top of it, and there you go, and you can show it on a map, user feedback, coordinates, maintenance history. Here's a mark diagram, which this helps you to gives you a diagram on how to get to the mark. So you can come around here. There is a 4-wheel drive track up to the mark. However, there's some information about it here. Again, the data, the thing there. Here, you have to contact the park ranger on the highest point there. Access from foot of the mount, and we know that. There's a 4-wheel drive track up the hill, which is rough in parts with 2 locked gates. There's good cell phone coverage up there, and 2 degrees was not tested. Vodafone's good, Telecom's good. So that's the cell phone coverage. There's a beacon on there, and it's given there, and it also gives the dimensions of the beacon, various parts of the beacon above the mark. From time to time, surveyors are required to observe these beacons to try and determine heights where they are, or heights at the beacon. So they need to know what the height of the target is, or the height of the point that they are observing is. Okay, and so there's our mark diagram, and let's just go down here. In 2012 there was a site photograph taken, so there's our photograph of the mark itself, the beacon over the mark and its position in the thing there. So we can get back out of here hopefully, just by tracking back, like so. So what I'm asking you to do is part of the so we'll just do a search here. Sorry, went a bit too far there. Here we go again. What I'm asking you to do as part of your assignment is to go into the geodetic database and to locate 2 marks. Now I suggest that you go for these high order ones. Obviously Mount Maunganui there is quite well known, but you can see down here some of these marks, RM. Now reference marks, they're quite good. You want to try and go for marks that aren't buried. The reference marks tend to be the brass plaques that might be set in the Kerbin channel, or depending what the marks are there. Some of them, let's C3, this one here, C3 number 2, not quite sure what they are. These various marks. So you need to do a bit of research and try and, what I want you to do is to try and find one that's relatively easy to find, and to go and visit it and just comment on how easy it was to find, how good it was, and that type of thing. So I'll just try one more, try my luck here. Where was that? RM61. So let's just have a look there. Okay, it's a bronze circular plaque set in concrete, flush in the curve and channel. Mark details, maintenance history, mark diagram. So it might be relatively easy to find. So it's set in the curve and channel down there in Ocean Beach Road. And we can see here it was established on the 1st of March. Circular plaque, set flush in the concrete. In the curb and channel, southwest side, Ocean Beach Road, outside house 202 and 202A. There's good telecom coverage. It's even got some little diagrams and bearings and things there, and what the mark looks like. It's not beaconed. So there's a lot of information there. So what I'm asking you to do in the assessment or in the assignment is to find a couple of these marks and comment on how easy they were to find. Maybe you could even take your own photograph of the mark, and just so that you know that they're there. The reasoning for this is that people that are involved in the construction industry or building and stuff like that need to be aware that these marks are there. They are very important. Some of these marks are very important marks that need to be notified if you're going to be moving them or mucking around with them or disturbing them and stuff like that. So there you are. There's a little bit of an introduction to the geodetic database. Here we are, just while we're going here. I noticed that it's gone down to 6th order marks, which is quite interesting, but I wasn't aware that they quite went down that low. But there you go. So let's leave it there.